let's have a look at takeoffs in Doclio. So just jumping into a drawing, and say we wanted to find the area of the weatherboards on the elevations here. So there's a few ways we can do that. But first of all, we've got to set the scale. We've already set the scale showing by the green tick there, but if we didn't, we could say auto detect, and we can apply that, or we can calibrate manually by just doing set page scale, and then you could just pick a known dimension here and set that as 3 liters. And now look at the scale. We can go in the takeoff tools. We've got the area tool, which is like a manual shape tool. The flood tool, which uses the underlying vectors in the PDFs to find patterns and fills. And we've also got the AI tool. So we'll give the AI a go. We'll just say, what's the area of the weatherboards on the North Inland Ocean? And okay, so let's have any think about it. That's given us a result. So we can see it's got 60.45 square meters. Give an explanation there. It's showing us on the elevation here. So it's done a pretty good job. It's around the doors and windows. The outline of the weatherboards. It's just shortcutted that corner there a little bit. So looks pretty good. Got a bit of a summary up here. But sort of out a clear sign to cladding. So we can just save that. And if we wanted to, we could just now tidy that little section up there. Any AI findings are set to private when you first run them. So if you wanted to show that in reports and to other people, we just turn off the privacy. And that's how the AI works. Let's close that. The other tool we've got is the flood tool. So we can just select on a section that we want to color. So again, it's found the outlines there. Got a few extra nodes in the diagonal here. So if we wanted to, we could try some different options there. So that's clean that up. And we can then go around and select another section there. So if we're happy with that, we can apply that, assign that to coding, and we'll call that grading enough. If you wanted to keep going, we could either add an item to the group. So again, just with the flood tool, we'll select that one and say it to group, and that's added to the cladding south group there. So if we want to, we'll just say that here's behind cladding south and width. You can also change the opacities, light weights, light styles, and the color too, so you can get it to all look how you want. The other tool we've got is the manual tool. So just create area, and so we wanted to extend that up a little bit higher to get underneath the gable and underneath the eaves. So we just run that around. Use the magnifier there to find the snaps. And then if we wanted to, we could add some cutouts to that. And maybe there's a little section up there we want to add as well. And we can apply that. Again, change it to cladding, and we'll correct grading east. that's a few different ways to do area takeoffs. Just have a look at another drawing here. So again, I've got so we want to get the grass area here. That's a bit tricky because we've got the vegetation overlapping the grass there. So hopefully I use some different options on the flood tool. We can fix that up. So you can see it's stopped at the edges there. So if we try the fill option there, you can see that's actually found all the grass area. So we can go around like that and get all the grass. Few extra nodes down there, so we might want to either try the smoothing tool to reduce those nodes, or again, just with the foot fill tool, we can do that. So we can apply that, call that grass, and apply it to the landscaping group and finish. The other tool we've got is the line tool. So lines are good for just getting that lineal measurement for things like skirtings or gutters, fascias, that sort of thing. The other thing we can use it for is getting areas from a line. So say we wanted to get the total external wall area, you could just go around the outside here and do the building outline. Double click to finish. And then we'll just draw this. Just do a normal wall. Leave it on the wall group and finish that. And now we can assign a height to that. So just from a turning drawing, we've now got 3 information. So we can say that you make the area is 168.95 square meters. The other way we can do that, again, with the flood or area tool, and then just click in a section. We'll just apply that. We'll call this the lounge. I believe that's 4. Just finish that. And that's now give us a perimeter as well. So got the area of the lounge and the perimeter. So again, handy if you wanted to get a length of skirtings or something like that. So that's the area and slide tools. The next one we've got is the counts. So got 2 count tools. There's a match tool and a count tool. Match is similar to flood, where it tries to find some of the vectors in the drawing, and we'll try and match those. So we wanted to try and find these shrubs. It's gone around and tried to find those, but you can see it's found a lot more than we were looking for. So we could probably just discard that and use count tool for that. So we just clicked on the first one, call it tree 1, the landscaping, and then we can just go around and click on any additional ones we want to count. And then you could do that for any of the other symbols that you want to count. And then we'll just finish that. We'll show you count on another drawing. So again, we can use the count or match tool, or we can also try it with the eye. So I can say how many downlights are there. So it says there's 36 downlights. I could say show you on the drawing. Then it's gone around and you can see it's found most of them. Looks like it's missed a couple here, and it's also found these exhaust fans as lights because they look quite similar. So if we want, we just can say there as a group and just close that. And now we can go in and just edit some of these as well. So if you either just click on it and delete, or you can go in and check the number and delete it from the list here. And so I wanted to add these two extras. We can just say add item. But although those two, because we use the AI, it's called it downlight since assigned it to electrical, and the biggest mate they're visible, except all those ham to finish. So looks like we missed one down here, so we could just add that, but I'll just show the other match tool as well. So let's click on match, find that symbol, and that's found them all. So that looks a little bit better. Skill counted the exhaust fans here. So again, we could just rename that to scale height. And we'll assign that to the electrical. And then we can go around and delete. Thought that was number one, so we'll have to promote and delete the old head. So the first one it finds will be the head of the group. So if you need to delete the head, you need to promote another one to the head. So you can do that. Just delete that one. Delete that one. And that's now given us all the gallots. So if I could say that when I change the title, so downlights again. Except that it hasn't saved that. And then the other tool we've got is the count tool. So say we wanted to just get the fans and just do a manual count. Let's say hands and electrical. There we can displace some more of those. And we might want to just change the shape and color of those to make them stand out a bit more. And that's the takeoff tools. So once we're going to take off, we can then go in and just download. You've got the option if you just want to do this droid or all droids, and then you could select if you just want the takeoffs you've done or if you want to include the AI findings as well. And that's a CSV of the takeoff that we've done. So you can see we've got all the titles we've done there. We've got a summary down the bottom for the categories that we've assigned and totals in main area, length, volume. If we want, you can apply a height to any area to give a volume, and that's a report. The other option we've got is we can go into the reports builder. So new reports cap, new report, a takeoff report, and static report will be as it is, or a light report will update if you make any changes to the takeoff. In CL takeoffs we did earlier there, and automatically selects the drawings that those takeoffs are on, and then we get a bit of a preview, so you can see all the options there. You can change that layout, so maybe we want to put the drawings up the top there. Then we've got the individual drawings here that it can jump around to. You can add other information here on the report, any of the title block stuff there. You can choose what items to include if you don't want to include volume, for instance, or if you've got it assigned to somebody, and play with those and can adjust the pins and various settings there. So much you're happy. Some more settings there, whether you want it to be public or private, and then you can issue that report. And here's what it would look like to somebody if you wanted to set it to them. How those pin labels are a bit big, so we'll just reduce those. And again, just jump around to the various drawings there, see the individual takeoffs and the summaries at the bottom. And they can also download that as a PDF. So here's what it looks like in PDF. So you can send that to anybody if you want. And then there's the items at the bottom. So yeah, that's a bit of an overview of takeoffs in Doclio. Thanks for watching.